Hi, Coach Bill Shea, commit to compete. In this video, I'm going to give you the exact 5 steps I took to go from a 2-point-a-game scorer as a freshman to the all-time leading scorer at Bishop Conley High School. Okay, my freshman year, basketball was a disaster. Okay, I mean, it was just a disaster. I remember running laps the first day, and I got that pain in the side. And I didn't stop. I mean, I was getting lapped by a couple guys. It was embarrassing. I remember thinking, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for this, you know? I made the team, but I had a terrible year. I mean, I played 3 or 4 minutes a half. Just a bad year. I mean, it was really eye-opening for me, you know? I was like, wow, I really got to get going, you know? So when the season was over, I mean, I had a decision to make. You know, I was afraid. I had never been cut from a team in my life, but I was thinking I could get cut next year from the JV because 75 guys tried out for 25 spots. And I'm like, I got to get better, right? So that was the first thing that I did right, okay, is that I honestly looked at myself and said, I have to get better. Now, I had problems with the coach. I didn't like the coach didn't like me type of situation. But I was smart enough to go, you know what, I didn't like him, but it wasn't him. It was me. I have to get better if I want to play in this program. I have to get better, right? So I made that honest evaluation of myself. You know, there's kids out there that they think, oh, I'm good. You're not good. You're not good. Everybody's got to get better, okay? Everybody's got to get better, and that's got to be your mentality, okay? So I was honest with myself, totally honest with myself, and that was the smartest thing I ever did, okay? So the second thing I did was I remember I told myself I will do something every day to get better, right? Something every day. So what I did was, because after basketball rolled into baseball season, so I was practicing baseball, but I would come home and I would shoot for a half an hour. And I found I could make 150 shots in a half an hour. So I started doing that, 150 makes a day. Sometimes I'd make 200. I was making about 1,500 shots a week, right? So that's 6,000 shots a month. So between, you know, March and June, I've made almost 20,000 shots, okay? I was a much better shooter. Okay, just by doing that, okay, I was knocking down shots. I was like, wow, I'm getting better, okay? The third thing I did was I set goals, right? I said, okay, I want to make JV next year. I want to be a swing player, half JV, half varsity as a junior, and I want to be hopefully a starter as a senior. So when you think about it, not very ambitious goals, okay? But the goals aren't the important thing. The action is the important thing, which I had already taken, right? I had already said, you know, I'm gonna make 150 shots a day, and I did that. Every day, I did not miss a day, okay? So 20,000 makes, you're gonna be a better shooter. And here's the fourth thing that I did where a lot of you guys might get caught up and would have bailed. Okay, so really pay attention to what I did here, because this was probably the most important thing. You are going to have people tell you you're not good enough, okay? You are going to have people say that to you, okay? I went to Summer League, right? The varsity coach said, hey, go to Summer League, and if you want to play. Everybody told everyone, go to Summer League. So you remember, I was like the 10th man on the freshman team, but I showed up to Summer League. So the varsity guys, the seniors, like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I came for Summer League. They're like, you're not playing. So I said, all right. So I just sat and watched. And then I heard the next game was Wednesday. I came Wednesday, sat and watched. Right in the first game, there was maybe 16 guys. The second game, there was like 12. I came through the third game. I was 10 guys. They put me in for a couple minutes in the first half, a couple minutes in the second half. Right, didn't do anything. Next game, 7 guys. All of a sudden, I'm playing half the game. I made a few buckets. I started playing well. Okay. Then after that, there was 5 to 7 guys every game. I played the whole Summer League. See, I was persistent. right? There were guys there that first day that didn't play, or they played 2 or 3 minutes, and they go, I'm not coming here for 2 or 3 minutes. I didn't play at all, and I went back. Okay? I went back twice, and then the third time I finally got to play. Okay, and when all that was happening, guess who's sitting in the stands? The coach. So that coach saw me coming back. He saw me coming back. So what's that telling him? This kid is interested. And plus, I played good, right? I played pretty well. So I showed a lot of persistence there. These guys didn't even want me there. They're like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? But I just kept coming back. Okay, when I used to play down at Boy Scout, when I first started playing down at Boy Scout, now I was playing against college guys, men, 25, 30-year-old guys who played college ball, real legit players. I would go down there. I'm just a freshman going into my sophomore year. I'm a nobody. If I have to get down there for the first game, and once I was in there, but sometimes they'd say, all right, someone come down, they'd throw me out of the game. And I'd stand on the side. So I usually get in the first game, and then I'd get in the last game. I'd hang around until everybody was tired, and then I'd get in the last game. They'd say, come on, kid, get in the game. So I did that for a while until all of a sudden they're saying, all right, we'll take the kid. So I stopped playing. Now I didn't get thrown off the court anymore. I didn't go home and go, Mom, they threw me off the court. I just went on the side. I started working on my game. And then they called me back on. I went on there and I played. Right? So in that way, I was very, very persistent. I didn't take no for an answer. I knew what I wanted. Right? I knew what I wanted. And so I wasn't, I'm telling you, there's going to be people there's going to be coaches that might say, I don't want you here. Don't listen to them. Just focus on getting better. That's what you should be doing. Okay? And then finally, okay, the fifth thing I did was smart. Okay? Is I kept trying to get better. Right? So my sophomore year, I played varsity, started varsity. And in my junior year, I was the best player on the team. But we were 5-15, right? And I was like, I don't want to be the best player on a 5-15 team. I want to be the best player on a tournament team. Right? So I just kept trying to get better and better and better. And I was smart enough to know that, hey, I passed up a bunch of dudes. If I don't do anything to get better, somebody else might pass me. I enjoyed being a number one guy, and I wanted to keep that. And I wanted to win when I was a senior, so I kept my hunger to get better and better and better and better. And it worked. We went 17-5 and qualified for the state tournament and had a great senior year. Okay, so that's how I became the all-time leading scorer from 2 points a game, right? And it was a whole process, right? That starts with being honest with yourself, okay? And then making a commitment. And I made that commitment. Like, I'm going to do something for a half an hour. And then when the summer came, I pumped that up. I was doing an hour and a half, 2 hours. It was crazy. The amount of progress I made in 6 months of doing something every day was insane. I mean, people in my neighborhood were like, whoa, I mean, and then all of a sudden I was a nobody who turned himself into a basketball somebody just by practicing every single day. That was it. Okay? So wherever you are right now, if you're just, I was committed. Like, I didn't have to, I wasn't making a decision every day, oh, should I work out today? No. That decision was already made. I'm going to work out. And I already knew when, and I already knew what I was going to do. Okay, that's what you need to do. You can't be, gee, I don't feel like it today, or when am I going to do it, or blah, blah, blah. No. It's part of your day, right? It's part of your day, is getting your workout in. I don't care if it's 15 minutes. If it's got to be 15 minutes, then that's what it's got to be. When I played baseball, it was a half an hour. When I didn't have baseball, it was an hour and a half. You know what I mean? So there's always time. You can always manage your time, just put it in if it's important enough for you. If it's important enough. Okay, so wherever you are right now, I'm telling you, you have room to grow. If you can get a consistent, committed workout program, you will see incredible progress. And I'm telling you right now, the game's a lot more fun to play. Whatever game you're playing is a lot more fun to play when you're good. Commit to compete, and I'll see you in the next video.